Stay informed with Pacific Mornings.
Talofa lava. It's currently 7:36. Welcome back to Pacific Mornings on 5:31 PI. I'm your guest host, Alawai Lala. Now, with more than 25 years' experience in legal technology and data analytics, Amy Dove is a forensic partner at Deloitte and works with some of Aotearoa's biggest organisations to help them manage data, navigate complex regulations, and use of AI in a safe and ethical way. Amy is of English and Samoan heritage, the villages of Falefa and Safune. She is passionate about supporting Pasifika businesses and social organisations to grow their impact, both here in Aotearoa and across the wider Pacific. Good morning, Amy. How are you this morning? Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Now let's start with your role. What does a forensic partner at Deloitte actually do? I'm quite interested in this one.
Yes. So forensic technology is really using information and data to, in my view, get to the truth and understand what has happened in a situation. So technology, I'm a data analyst by background, so using data, using databases, and helping organizations manage large volumes of information to understand what happened in a situation. Often that's in an investigation or litigation where something has happened and we need to understand the history of it and what happened. A lot of times that really means going through lots and lots of emails and to understand what happened, or going into computers and telephones to understand who said what and when and who did what.
Now, you've worked in this field for over 25 years. What are some of the biggest changes you've seen in how we use data and manage data?
Yes. When I first started in this, we had the conversations around why should we turn paper into digital information, and then over those many years, we are now, how do we use that information? Well, there's so much information that's being created. The way that we communicate as humans has changed. We used to send an email or a memo and paper, and then the letter, and there'd be one or two emails about a situation. Now we're shooting off emails, text messages, Teams messages, and there's just the kind of information that we're creating has really changed. And so managing and understanding that is created lots of opportunities for technology change in that time. And now we're in very much into a new era of the generative AI world and that. So lots more data, lots of different kinds of data.
Now, you're also involved in Deloitte's Pasifika services group. Is it Pasifika?
Pasifika, yes.
Now, what inspired that work, and what does the group focus on?
Yes, it is really my privilege to be part of Pasifika. The Pasifika is the Pacific Community and Pacific Services Group within Deloitte, and it's really inspired by my good friend Lisa Tai. A few years ago, 5-6 years ago, looked around at Deloitte, and there were Pacific people there. We're not always staying very long. And she said, we need to do something different, and so she really built it from a community perspective. So we have people all across the business, and our accounting teams, and our audit teams, and our technology teams, and we really get together as a community and try and create a kind of a family within a large organization. And our goal is to make Deloitte a place that Pacific people belong, not just belong, but really thrive. And the other thing that we found is that Deloitte is a services organization. We provide services to the communities that we come from, and we should look like those communities. We should be from those communities, and the people that come to Deloitte want to do work and want to serve in those communities. So we also have try to serve business Pacific focused organizations, or organizations that are doing things focused in the Pacific.
Now, Pasifika businesses are such a vital part of Aotearoa's economy. How is Deloitte supporting their growth and success?
Yes, in any ways that we can, Deloitte provides professional services across the spectrum. So whether that's helping Pacific healthcare organizations use their data and understand their information better, some of the things that we're doing, helping a healthcare, social services and healthcare organization and develop a Pacific focus strategy that really meets the needs of their Pacific clients. Putting in technology and assessing technology within Pacific organizations. Those are some of the things that the people of Pasifika help and support in our community.
Now, you've worked in the Pacific Islands as well. What's different about doing business in the South Pacific, and what's important to get right?
Yeah, actually, I myself have not done very much. You can probably tell from the voice, I spent a lot of time in the US. I've been back in Aotearoa, New Zealand for about 4 years, and it is really one of my aims that we build a stronger bridge from a Deloitte perspective in figure out how to support better in the islands. But some of our Pasifika team members have. One of the overriding things that come back is that it is about relationships, and it's about community, and really focus on collective good, and being able to bring the whatever services that are right for those local communities in the way that makes sense for those communities is what they have really experienced in the islands.
Now, Amy, you're on the Executive Council of the AI Forum. What do you think of the government's AI strategy, and what are some of the ethical and legal risks organizations need to watch out for?
Yes. I think it's very important that New Zealand it has an AI strategy. So I think it's very positive that the government has, officially signaled that in the formal strategy. At its heart, in order to get all of the benefits that AI promises that we hear about, we really have to trust it. And in order to trust it, we need to understand it. We need to make sure that humans are in control of it. So there are all kinds of risks to bias and inequity that can be created in the data, risks to loss of cultural intelligence and information, and our cultural heritage and treasures. There's risk of job replacement. There are all those things that we do hear about, and we don't want to shy away from those. But my view as a technologist is there are technology ways, there are people ways, there's process. All of those things can be put in place to govern that AI and use it responsibly and safely. But it does take focus and effort.
From a Pasifika perspective, how do we make sure communities are included and protected in this fast-moving AI and data space?
Yeah, we need to be in the conversation. We need to have people that, I would say all of us need to be aware of what AI it can do. So I think the first thing is education and knowledge, and a really good thing is there is so much education and information about how these tools work that is being created every day. We have the wonderful Fibre Fale here in Aotearoa, New Zealand, that is building education specifically for Pacific, right? And then all of the technology companies that are creating this, the AWS, the Microsofts, the Googles, they are also creating education, free education that is out there. So understanding how these technologies work, so that when we're interacting with them as people, as citizens, as consumers, we know what we're working with. And then also from an education perspective, being the ones that are there, being involved as they're built, and being part of that. Tools are created by humans, so we need the full diverse perspective, and Pasifika people need to be in there building them. So those are a couple of the things I think are really important for us, and we can and should do it. Pacific people are quite underrepresented in technology. So and then in my experience, for me, it has been a very a pathway to to a career, and I think that is something important for us to create in our community.
What kind of support do organizations need when it comes to staying on top of data regulation and technology change?
Yes, I think I think focus on it. The AI Forum's recent productivity report, had on New Zealand, AI in New Zealand, Eastern New Zealand had some good indicators in there. I think 62% of organizations that are adopting AI are actually seeing new jobs coming from that new creation, which is outpacing potentially the 7% of jobs that we were seeing be replaced by AI. But more importantly, in that 81% of organizations are supporting training, whether it's internal, external training around the topics of AI. So I think educating and informing ourselves and through our businesses and organizations is really important.
And finally, for young people interested in data, tech, or law, what's your advice for building a meaningful career in this space?
I think technology is a very, very wide space. There are people that build the tools. There are people that use them, that use the information, and then there are a lot of different roles that you can have. You can be a programmer that's in there building things. You're looking at user design and how humans interact with them. And so I think knowing what you're interested in, there's a technology role that fits with that. So talking to people that are in the industry, I'm always happy to talk to people about the types of careers that are out there. Educating yourself. There's so many resources out there, and understanding what roles in technology there are. Cybersecurity is a really important and will continue to be a really important part of this world. And there ranges of things. There are people in cyber that really focus on the human aspects and understanding how people interact with data. There are people that focus on privacy law and how to keep people safe. And then there are people that really deep in the technology. So there's a lot of variety out there in the technology space, and there are a lot of opportunities for Pacific people.
I mean, when you talk about cybersecurity, we just have to look at Tonga and the recent cyber security attack, right? And how crucial it is. And we often forget about it and the vulnerability in the Pacific, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely. And it's not just in Tonga, organizations across, it's a continuing, the technology is evolving. So as we need to keep up with that. So there's always something interesting and new happening in that space, and a challenge. And it really is about protection.
Whawhetai tele lava, Amy. I've really enjoyed our talanoa this morning. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.